All right, welcome back to Hook, Line and Sinker, the round 11 preview where me and Jev go through all the games. We tell you where the line is at. We might have a little hook, so a little bet that we may like, and also a sinker, one to stay away from. Jev, the numbers are slowly evening up as we do get in towards the middle part of the season. How are you, my friend?
So I am great. It's a bit of a different show for you and me today. It's actually the middle of the day, Wednesday, instead of Wednesday night like we usually do it, because we are going to see our man Campbell Somerville box tonight at Margaret Court Arena. And we're going to see Cam Mooney and Bell Chambers in the main event, whatever that is. But we're going to see our mate, hopefully one day future 100K athlete. He is an absolute dog. 4-0 as a professional.
Got that dog in him.
It's going to be 5-0 tonight. My dog just got x-rayed and it had that Jimmy Butler in him, I saw. So, so I'm bumping about. So it's actually middle of the day, so I'm excited to record. Mort will still get this up normal time Thursday morning, but by the time you listen to this, Campbell will be 5 and it zipped us.
Yeah, mate, I absolutely cannot wait for tonight. It's going to be awesome. Went to his last fight. Well, not the one in Brizzy, the one before. Mate, he's an absolute dog and can't wait for him to get that dub. All right, let's get into it, Jev. So we're going to kick it off on Friday night in the Chromosome Cup, in which you've been calling it. Two absolute average sides, Jev. Sydney and Carlton. My mob versus your mob at your ground. What are you thinking?
The two, by far, biggest, most disappointing teams in 2023 to us are the Swans and Carlton. Carlton was supposed to make finals and nearly push top 4.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Swans played in the grand final, so they were supposed to be... Sorry, got the hiccups. Supposed to be contending again. Swans aren't making finals, and Carlton are going to be lucky to make finals from here.
Yep.
Absolute disappointing seasons from both of them. Hook, look, I like betting on Chad Warner at the moment, especially with Callum Mills out. Like him for 25 or 30. He's just a good footballer. Still goes under the radar, especially now. This was supposed to be his big exploding Brownlow year.
Yep.
Because we're not going that well. No one's really noticing, but he's getting 25, 30 and a goal every week. He's bloody good to watch. I watched him live last week. He just looks at defenders and runs away from blokes. He just turns his back, has a look, and then just takes bounces. He's full of confidence. So probably I don't know what he's paying for 25 or 30, but I'll be taking that definitely.
25, Jev, is $1.77. I'll be taking the man just under him. Went just under by a touch last week. Errol Goulden, Jev, $1.72 for 25. He had 3 really good weeks in a row. Just missed out last week. I think that they're going to bounce back at home and have a really good crack, whether they win or not. It's a bit of a coin flip, which is what the line suggests. Do you have any idea where it's at?
Nah, no idea. I'm going to say because Swans home games favourites by about maybe 4.5 points.
1.5.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. It should be. Carlton are probably a bit better than the Swans, but it's at the Swans' home ground. But who knows? Who knows? We went to this game last year in Melbourne, and
it was great.
Jacob Wiedering absolutely bathed.
Buddy.
Actually, I got another hook. Charlie Curnow kicked 7 last year on the Swans. That was on Rampy, McCartney, McCartney. None of those 3 are playing. Now it's Gould and Aaron Francis. He could kick. I'll be looking at 4, 5, and 6. He could have a day. On that small SCG, they get it down quick to him. He could kick a bag, Charlie.
So where do you reckon? So for $1.30, Jev, you taking the Swans at home plus 20.5 or Carlton plus 17.5?
Plus 17.
Yep.
Carlton favourites by a point.
No, you guys are.
Then why do we get to 20.5 and you get to 17.5?
Because you guys are half a point. I know that's just what it is. So you can get you guys 20.5. Oh no, sorry, we are favourites. Sorry, minus 1.5. Sorry.
Yeah, right. So I've been making some good money betting against Carlton the last couple of weeks. I took Collingwood on the weekend. I took the Dogs the week before. So I'm going to take the Swans plus 20.5 to us.
I'm just going to keep riding if there's anything. I'm sick of it at this point. And so where you guys are on my ladder that I do, Jev, the updated version, you are second last.
Yeah, because Hawthorn just blew West Coast out, didn't they?
You guys are minus 144 points. We're 11th at minus 25. So there's a pretty big gap within that, but you guys have just underperformed way more than us. So I'm going to have to take the Blues in this one. Jev, at $1.30 plus 17.5, you'll be taking them plus 20.5.
Yeah, I definitely think it's the right side to be on. But as I took Port Adelaide against Melbourne last week, I definitely like home teams getting points at home, especially marquee games on a Friday night. I can't see the Swans getting blown out at home. If I can get 20 points, I'll take it.
Yeah, look, they probably both win. I reckon it'll be a close game.
Yeah, definitely. Then they're both. The Chromosome Cup's always going to be close because they're not
Average
going that
sides.
well.
All right, next game, Jev. St Kilda and Hawthorn. Where do you?
Is this under the lid
Yeah,
in the warehouse
yeah,
or at the MCG?
yeah. No, it's under the lid.
So I really like the Saints under the lid. They're fucking good under there. I'm going to go St Kilda by about probably only 18 and a half, 3 goals.
27.5.
Feels like a lot, doesn't it?
It's it is, but it isn't because Hawthorn have had some shit games this year. So
Okay.
$1.30. Are you going to take the Saints minus 8.5, or are you going to take Hawthorn plus 45.5?
See, both of them are tough to bet on. Probably. What? Remember Hawthorn Dogs about 3 weeks ago at Marvel Stadium? The Dogs only won by about 5 points, wasn't it? Or like 10 points in
No,
the end, wasn't
I
it?
think they came out and ended up getting it done.
Bonds 200. How much did they end up beating them
I
by?
swear they came out and got it done by a fair bit in the end. I'll find it.
It was Bonds 200. I'll take St Kilda minus 8.5. Max King back. They're great under the lid. Cal Wilkie under the lid. Hawthorn had their best win of the season. I'm going to go the Saints side of it, minus 8.5. What do Saints pay money line, just head to head?
They are.
Yeah, I'm just going to take the odds. I'm going to take St Kilda head to head dance at $1.22.
Yep. I'd be leaning the same way. Last time the Bulldogs end up kicking away, Jev, they end up winning by 29 points.
Yeah, okay. It was
Just
probably
remember they were
pretty
there for
close.
3 quarters, and then they're like Harley Reid. That's what the boys
Yeah,
come out
that's
3/4 time.
right.
I'll be leaning with you with that one, Jev. They're very good at Marvel, and look, they just take care of business. They have against the Giants. Like they've been like the third best side this year against the
Yeah.
spread. So I have to take them. Next game, Jev, Melbourne. Oh, I'm just looking down the list, Jev. I can't wait till we get to one of these games. You will not believe one of these lines. Melbourne and Fremantle though. So this is
PG.
yeah, MCG 210. Remember, this is the game last year. Melbourne were 11-0. Schultze stepped up. Freo stepped up. They got that massive
They
win.
were, they were, they were 10 and 0 and up by like 20 points at half time, then got outscored like 50-6 in the second half, didn't they?
Yep.
No Clayton Oliver. Still think Melbourne are favourites. I'm going to say, yeah, similar. 3 goals, 18.5 points, maybe
Yeah.
20.5.
20.5 points, Jev, in this one. For $1.30, are you going to take Melbourne minus half a point or Fremantle plus 38.5?
I definitely think they both win. Freo are finally playing better footy. I saw some footage on the Sunday Footy Show how they've changed their game up. Freo can always defend. We all know they can defend. They've got good defenders. They're probably going to have the two best midfielders on the field. You can say Brayshaw and Sarong's probably better than Petrarca and Viney. So I'm going to take. Do I take Melbourne head to head or do I take Freo plus points? Melbourne at the G just win, don't they? No, I'm going to take the Freo points, Das. I'm starting to like what I see at Freo. I'm going to take the Freo points.
No, I don't mind that, Jev. Look, that's the way that I was leaning towards. Like, there's so many upsets that can happen in the AFL, as we've seen. Like Essendon end up getting up, so just have a little bit of a cushion. I probably don't see a blowout. Melbourne haven't been that really big blowout side. Look, they played really well last week, but I'm going to lean the 40 points as well, Jev. It's a lot of
Yeah.
points. It's a lot.
Well, you can get Melbourne $1.36 head to head here. It's weird. They're paying minus 0.5 $1.30, which is no points, or to win straight out, you can get them $1.36. So if you're going to take Melbourne, just take them head to head. Don't give them any points. But yeah, I'll be taking Freo. I like the way they're playing at the moment. I think they will keep this close.
I think they've been playing good enough defensively that you've been able to back. Like they fucking muscled out Geelong last week.
Yeah,
With a
they
limited
did.
midfield. Melbourne, a bit more of a limited midfield. I think they will probably try and press and play the same game. And their stadium's very similar to the MCG in some ways. So the dimensions, hopefully, that they can play it the exact same. And they'll be getting a lot of confidence after last year's massive win as well.
Yeah, for sure.
Next
for
game,
sure.
Jev, Geelong and GWS. This is at the Cattery, Jev. This is at
Yeah, GMHBA. I'm going to say about 28.5 points.
38.5.
Whole extra 10. So we say it every week. We love watching GWS and we love the way they play. So Geelong are going to win this game head to head. They just don't lose at GMHBA. But how many points can I get for GWS?
So, well, first, Geelong either minus 18.5 for $1.30, or you can get GWS plus 57.5.
See, that's the problem. Yeah, it's the problem with GMHBA, isn't it? Like, they beat the Swans by 94 points there. When they start winning, they blow teams the fuck out. But no Dangerfield. I don't know if Duncan or Guthrie are coming back. Who are the three best midfielders on the field? Probably Tom Green, Stephen Cornelio, and Josh Kelly.
Yep.
I think Hawkins and Cameron could have days. Cameron's been a bit quiet the last couple of weeks. Kick 0 goes 4 on the weekend. Only had 8 touches, I think. He's been a bit quiet. Hawkins has been good. Look, you can't go against Geelong and GMHBA, but I like those 55 points, Das. I really do.
So do I.
What about you?
If there's one thing this year, it's been, unless if it's West Coast, like, it's a lot of points.
It's a lot of points.
And look, I know they blew you guys out, but their midfield isn't the exact same. It's a fucking tough one.
Yeah, I can get it 57.5 right here. Fuck, I'm going to take the points. I'm going to take GWS. I like the way they play. I think they're going to have the 3 best midfielders on the field. I don't think they're going to win the game, but 18.5, I think they can keep it. Like, they were right in it to the end against the Saints. They have a crack in every single game. They never get blown out, the Giants. So, how hard it is down at GMHBA, but fuck it. Toby Green on the field, no danger. I'm going to take the 57.5.
No, I'm changing my pick. I'm going to go the Cats.
I
just remember watching them against you guys, and I was like, what am I even thinking?
Yeah.
I know they're missing danger, but I reckon they're going to park the bus with Hawkins, get Cameron up the ground, just get him touches.
Yeah, he could have a 20 and 4 game.
The team kicking 5-0 in the first quarter.
So what have you got? 18.5, and I got 57. Fuck. What happened last time they played at GMHBA?
Who?
It was 2 weeks ago. They took a liking to
Adelaide.
Richmond. They beat him by 26 points. We were on the Crows. I think the Crows line covered. I think we had them at 28 points.
Yeah, so Crows, they lost by 26.
Yeah, but Dawson and... fuck it. I'm going to stay the Giants. I'm going to take the risk. I know Geelong win because it's at GMHBA, but 57.5, that's a lot of fucking points.
I think they don't play 2 big bad games in a row. Maybe they do. I don't know. Fuck.
They're going to fly back from Perth, though, so old bodies, they're old dogs. We'll see.
Yeah, it'll be interesting, Jev. All right, next game we've got, now this is TIO Stadium, Jev. They're playing up in the Territory. They're good up there, the Suns. So we've got the Suns and the Bulldogs, Jev.
So Bulldogs are probably nearly one of the informed teams of the comp. So I'm going to say the Bulldogs are favourite. I think it's only about 11.5 points, 10.5, 11.5.
Yeah, it's 11.5, Jev.
Yeah, nice.
So for $1.30, we can get either Gold Coast plus 29.5 or the Bulldogs plus 6.5.
I like that 29, but I'm going to take I reckon the Dogs are on fire right now, dude. They took care of Adelaide last week. Beat them by 45 points. They've got their game in good order at the moment. Probably got the Brownlow medalist playing. They've got their midfield sorted. They're kicking goals. Their defense is back. We used to bag the fuck out of their defense at the start of the season. We said everyone gets a lick of the ice cream. Now their game is so much better. I'm going to take that Dogs plus 6.5, Das. What are you taking?
I'm going to take Gold Coast. I know they played 2 shit teams last year, but they played them pretty much in close to back-to-back weeks. The Suns beat the Hawks by 67, and then they beat North by 62 in TIO Stadium.
Right.
At home, they beat Geelong. They almost beat Melbourne. Yeah. They play that hot weather really, really well. So I think...
And what do you get? 29.5 points.
Yeah, so to get that 29.5 points, I'll be taking Gold Coast, Jev.
Good call. Good call.
The 6.5 just seems a little bit close. Look, as you said, they're in one of the most formed teams, but you got to look at everything. The start of the year where they lost those first few games, they looked shit house, the Dogs. We came back against them. Like, they've been good in patches, so who knows? The Suns have just showed me enough to give me the 30-point buffer, I reckon, up there.
Yeah, I'm taking the strength of the Dogs midfield and stuff, but they did play in Ballarat. Now they're going to fly up to fucking wherever it is, TIO. So I'll stay with the Dogs, but that's definitely a tough pick. Yeah. Gold Coast probably the right side to be on. 29.5 points. They're playing all right, the Suns. So yeah, it's a tough one.
All right, next 2 games, Chev. I reckon these are locks, but I've said that before and I've been wrong. But West Coast and Essendon over in Perth.
Oh, fuck. So it's going to be Bombers. I don't even know how. Is it 35 and a half?
Can I just say, so with my ladder, Adelaide's on top 109 plus,
Yeah.
Collingwood's third 107 plus, Collingwood second, Essendon third 102 plus. Essendon have been,
Yeah.
I think they've only not covered once this year.
And then what's it called? A dead fucking last. West Coast a dead last.
West Coast are?
Oh, well, I'm pretty sure you had a minus like 170 last week, so you're going to add 100 points to that.
They're negative 253.
253. So they're one of the worst teams ever.
Ever.
So what did I say? 37 and a half. What is it?
50 and a half.
Ooh.
And I don't think it's enough.
You think the Bombers win easy?
They lost to Hawthorn by fucking 100. Essendon, whether they get someone back or not.
No, they're not. No, you're right. Essendon's the play to be on. They're just going to fucking pump them. They're just going to put.
I don't think 50 points is enough for $1.90, but for $1.30, West Coast plus 70 or Essendon minus 31.5. I think Bombers minus 31.5 is
a lot safer. They'll win by 5 goals.
I reckon
they'll win a goal a quarter. Absolutely,
Stringer,
that's the side.
This screams Stringer.
Yeah, 6 goals, 5, 31 touch.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, it goes nuts and just torps from outside 50, burns his teammates like big stringer game. Yeah, we'll take the Bombers line there for sure.
Yeah.
West Coast, we took West Coast last week thinking Harley Reid Cup and they lost by 120 points. Definitely Essendon's the side to be on here, Darc.
Yeah, 100%. I'll be taking the Bombers. Now, this one, Jev, I don't know what they're thinking with this line. As I said, I could be wrong, but we got the Tigers and Port Adelaide.
So, because you're saying you don't know what they're thinking, because it's on the MCG, I'm going to say Richmond are favourites for some reason, and it's by about 7.5 points.
Nah, Port are actually favourite, but it's only 2.5 points.
Okay.
They've done way more to show me. I know it's at the G that they're a way better side than what Richmond are this year.
100%.
So
I agree.
I just didn't understand the 2.5. Like maybe I'm extremely wrong, but for $1.30, it's either Richmond plus 20.5 or Port Adelaide plus 17.5.
Yeah. Richmond don't blow teams out, do they? Like, they barely blew West Coast out. They only been by 40 points on the G.
I thought they were a scheduled loss last week. It's hard to win 7 games in a row in this league.
Yeah.
I think the Tigers, but then again, you got to remember, new coach. Every fucking new coach that comes in gets a fucking win.
They play loose. They let people just play in out of position, like however they want to play.
I'll tell you what the stats are for that in the last 5 years.
Yeah. Like, the North beat the Swans on the weekend. They just got robbed. I guess 20.5 points for Richmond at home's bloody nice. At the MCG.
Port are full, like, they've got all their players, though.
Yeah, they're fully fit, ready to go. We do like the way Port play. I took Port's points last week at home against Melbourne. This is on a Sunday. Port played Friday night in a big win. Nah, I'm taking the Port points. Port are playing as good a footy as anyone, and they just win games. I'm going to take Port plus 17.5.
Yeah, I think, looking at that, I thought that was my favourite bet of the week.
The Port line.
Yeah,
you love it.
I just think that they're way better than the Tigers. I don't think the Tigers that good.
Yeah.
And their midfield's rolling, and they've got so many forwards. Butters is playing good. Their backline, I just think that they're, apart from the new coach syndrome, if Dimmer was still coaching, they'd get pumped.
Yeah, if they don't tag Zach Butters, he will be that full of confidence. But you and me did watch Port Adelaide on the MCG.
That's why I reckon that they're going to play well. I reckon they're going to be like, all right, boys, we fucking dogged it.
Dogged it that day. Let's fix it.
If we're going to win a grand final, we've got to win here.
Got to win on the MCG. No, I'm in. Let's go. Port Adelaide.
All right, next game, Jev, we got Collingwood and North Melbourne.
I've got a hook in this game, Darc, and this is going to be featuring in the 100K multi. This is a little spoiler. I don't even know what the line is, but it's Steel Side Bottom's 300th game. I already say the best bet in football is Steel Side Bottom 20 touches at $1.60. It's hit 7 weeks in a row or something. He will kick a goal, Darc. You can see it right now, can't you? He's going to kick a goal, and they're going to get him a junk time goal in the fourth quarter when they're up by 45 points. and every single Collingwood player is going to get around him, and it's going to be all the supporters are going to be going nuts, and they're going to be playing 50 in front of 60,000 like they do every fucking Sunday. So that'll be on the 100K multi right now. Steel side bottom 20 and a goal. I'm going to say Collingwood by about 40 points, Das.
Yeah, 53.5.
Fuck, that's a lot.
I know.
That's a lot of points, but I think they're 39 out of 40 or 40 out of 41 on the G. Their last 40 out of 41 on the G. They've only lost one home and away game or two home. They've lost like 5 games
A year and a
since
half.
in a year and a half. They're playing fucking. They know how to win games. It's a good line to have. They never stop kicking goals. They never stop. They never park the bus. They just keep attacking. I liked what I saw from North last week, but it's so hard to bet against Collingwood on the MCG. Steel side bottoms thingy. What can I get for $1.30?
So Collingwood minus 35.5 or North plus 71.5.
It's such a tough one because
How tough is that?
do I judge the North Melbourne that we watched against Melbourne on the G that night when
That's what I was just about to say. Yeah,
didn't chase and shit, and they were like, it was like done in the first 4 minutes of the game. It was like embarrassing bad. Or do I judge the North Melbourne I watched last week against the Swans that had Sheasel in the midfield and Wardlaw, and they were fucking having a crack under the new coach? Like, I don't know which North I'm going to get. So I have to take Collingwood because I can't trust North Melbourne.
I want to trust North, but I don't think I can after that game. But I just don't remember the last time. Actually, the last time North actually played a good game was against Collingwood at the MCG. Remember last year?
That's right. They had them.
It was plus 37.5. And then the Pies, that was like one of their first games where they started, oh, fuck Divino.
Yeah, that's right. No, so the only problem is, so 35.5 is so many points for $1.30, Dust, but they beat the Swans by 29 points. They beat the Blues by 28 points. We both thought the Swans and the Blues were like, we're coming back. Here we come. We'll get this in within another goal. And they just beat you. They just beat you easy. So that's one more goal than they beat the Swans and
you're right.
the Blues.
And they're second on my ladder for a reason. So you got to trust the points.
They keep kicking goals. They don't stop. I think you can't trust North Melbourne. The side to be on is Collingwood, minus 35.5 points. Yep.
All right, last game, Jev. We're going to go Adelaide and Brisbane in Adelaide. This will be
this is a cracker. Sunday night, Bachelor game. I'm going to say the Lions are favourite. I'm going to say the Lions are favourite by about a goal, 6.5.
4.5.
4.5 points. That is crazy. But the Crows on Adelaide Oval are fucking good.
And Brisbane dogged it there this year.
Brisbane dogged, but that'll annoy them. They'll want to get that one back, and they know it as well. I heard Lachie Neale talk about it on the radio this week. What can I get for $1.30?
Adelaide plus 23.5.
Yep.
Or Brisbane plus 14.5.
I'm going to take the Crows. I love the Crows on Adelaide Oval. What are you taking?
I'm taking the Crows at home. The
Crows at home, 23.5 points.
They're at the top of my ladder. Brisbane are fourth, but majority of the points from that ladder have all come from home. They have looked insane at home.
I
think they just could be one of those teams that, like, if it was at Brisbane, I'd be taking Brisbane points.
Yeah, definitely.
Adelaide, I think I'll just take Adelaide. They play well. The crowd comes out.
They beat the Pies at Adelaide Oval and then lost it in the last 20 seconds or whatever. They were so much better. They absolutely blew Carlton's doors off at Adelaide Oval. They blew St Kilda's doors off at Adelaide Oval. They're fucking good at home. Tex Walker will come back after a week off, nice and fit. They had a bad loss. As good as Brisbane are, I feel like they've got a scheduled loss coming as well. So I don't see why it can't be this week. Crows at home. Let's go, Darcy.
It's almost hard. Like, if you like Adelaide, 2-13 head-to-head is juicy.
Yeah, it is. It definitely is.
If you like them, but I wouldn't be taking that. All right, Jev.
Right.
So I'll be taking Blues, Saints head-to-head, Fremantle, Geelong minus 18.5, Gold Coast plus 29.5, Bombers minus 31.5 against West Coast, Port plus 17, Collingwood minus 35.5, and Adelaide plus 23.5 at home.
and I am taking Swans plus 20.5, St Kilda head to head, Freo plus 38.5, GWS plus 57, Dogs plus 6, Essendon minus 31, Port plus 17, Collingwood minus 35.5, and Adelaide plus 23.5. That my multi pays 10 to 1. What about
Yeah, mine
yours?
pays like 11.
Let's fucking go, Dave.
Got to win
Come
this
on.
week, boys. And yeah, so for everyone wondering, Cambo's fighting tonight. He's going to dominate. We're going to head in there, Margaret Court Arena. Right now, Jev, I'll come pick you up.
Ready to go.
Hey, pod live on Friday. Hey, we're coming close.
Oh, and it's Swans Carlton straight after the pod. We will be watching that together at Morgs' lounge room. Dobe. We'll have to do something for the pod that gets a couple of people watching because it's going to be fucking funny.
skull, a litre of milk, whoever's losing each quarter.
Whoever loses the quarter, skull a litre of milk, you reckon?
A milk and 6 dumplings.
We should do something like
Like go live and people have to vote.
yeah, with the Discord, if you pick the first goal scorer saying, we'll fucking shout you a 6-pack or a zinger box or something. Morgs gave away a zinger box on the Discord. We'll be going live. We'll crack the shits. We'll sit right next to each other and just crack the shits like we do as good supporters.
It's going to be so bad, I reckon. I reckon it's going to be fumbly, turnovers in the middle of the ground. It's going to be a dogging.
It's so hard. You think Carlton are due for like a big Crips game and a big Walsh game and all this, but you're just not that good, are you? So
I'm
you
waiting
can't
for
say
it,
that.
Kev. What?
And I'm waiting for a big Heaney game and a big Papley game and this and that and just not coming.
Heaney probably has it this week.
Who's going to play on Heaney?
Oh, Nick Newman.
Yeah, good. Give it to him.
He's
So Heaney became such a gun when Nick Newman was in Sydney. He just played on him at training. They taught him to take hangers.
Oh, they delisted him. He was the tackle bag.
Yeah, the tackle bag, the specky bag just on his back. Like, we don't need this specky bag anymore.
No,
We're sending him to Carlton.
Newman. All right, we got to get out here. Right.
I'll see you in about 5 minutes when you pick me up. Up Cambo, up the potty. We'll see you next week.
Let's go.
Go.